Today I'm going to be reviewing the title character from the anime Kaiju 8. Kaiju 8. As you can see, there's some beautiful promotional art on the box, some nice coloring to it, but you guys aren't here for the packaging, are you? No, you're not. So let's crack this bad boy open and see what he comes with. Right under the packaging, we can see that he comes with quite a few accessories. First off, let's look at the figure. I think he's been beautifully sculpted, has some great detailing in him, looks very, very accurate to how the character looks on screen. Now let's move on to his accessories. First off, we have this leg piece here. It's got 3 peg holes in the back of it. I'll show you later in the video what those are for. He also comes with a couple of faces. We have the angry Kaiju 8 face here, beautifully sculpted, lovely paint apps. We have the sidelong glance face here, kind of looking off to the side, a little hard to see on the camera. But again, some beautiful paint apps on that and sculpting. We have his what the heck face, one of my favorites. Again, beautiful detailing. Then we, of course, have the hands. He only comes with 2 sets of hands. The clenched fists that he already comes with, and these pair of grippy hands, or half grip hands. Not bad, but it would be nice if he came with some other accessories. Then, lastly, we have this arm piece. I'll show you how to install that later. It's a nice little effect piece. And then those 3 peg holes I mentioned earlier, these are the spikes that go into that leg piece. Despite being limited on his accessories, I have to say I really like how this figure came out. They did a fantastic job sculpting him. You can see all the scaling detail in him when you look really close, and I also love the highlights that the green give. Although I would have preferred a more metallic green color, kind of like we have for his screaming face eyes. But what can you do? Either way, the figure looks amazing, and I'm hoping that this line doesn't die out like a couple of their other ones did. Anyway, with that being said, let's take a time to move on to check the character's articulation. The articulation for this figure is what you would expect. The head can move side to side on a ball joint, it can look down, and it can look up, but not very much. The back hinders it. It has its normal joints for the arms, butterfly joints, and a hinge joint. As you can see, turn it over here on the side and you can take a look at that. It has its bicep swivel, as expected, double jointed elbows, and it has a ball jointed hand, so you can get kind of more range with it. The ab crunch is not bad. Unfortunately, he cannot go back very far, but I'm not at all disappointed in that. The legs cannot go out very far either because of those parts on the upper parts of his thighs, unfortunately, but he can kick forward quite a bit and back a little bit too. He's also got a double jointed knee, so you can get some pretty nice posing out of that. Lastly, of course, you have your ball joint swivel foot, and you have your little articulation in the toes, which is very trademark to Tamashii Nation figures. All in all, his articulation is great. Remember the effect piece from earlier? Well, I didn't forget about it. Here it is. So let's install this. First, you're going to want to take the right arm and pop it off. There's a peg that it can fit into snugly there. This is the only arm that I know of that can actually have this effect piece added to it. The ball jointed hand actually fits pretty well, and it looks really nice. I love the sculpting and detailing in this. It's an amazing addition to this figure. Definitely going to add some playability to it for some posing if I get any more from the line. Now let's shift over to the leg. We got the peg spikes in there, as you can see, but the leg is basically the same thing. The right leg comes off a little hard, you gotta pull tight, and it will peg in nicely here. When you remove the foot, make sure that the ball peg comes off. As you can see, it does come off, but it can be hard sometimes. And then just pop that in there, and it can kind of brace the figure a bit, but not too much. It is really nice though, and I like the effect. Now for size comparisons. Here he is next to a couple of my favorite shonen heroes. Now he's next to my favorite Godzilla figures. And of course, my favorite, the Hiya Toys Godzilla.
The only one dying here is you, asshole!